Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Here we go again. Never know how to start these things. Anyway, um, today we're going to be doing some more, I think, all over the place stuff a little bit, just because I want to get a scene, to get my world more developed and get some stuff built. And we're going to make a scene along the way, but I'm not feeling super urban-y today, so I think we're going to do something landscapey. Um, yeah, anyway, let's see where it goes. We're gonna do some creature stuff. We'll probably do another person. We're gonna do some ruins. Might do some spider webs. Should be cool. So the first thing I want to do is I'm gonna append or try to append um, the 3D assets. Come here. Live stream scene. Live stream. Where's your live stream bug? Yeah, this one. More bugs. That's right, Michael. More bugs, man. Object long bug. Just gonna bring this guy back in. We're not even gonna keep him, I don't think, but I want him for his material. So there he is. And now we're gonna bring in the big guy. Import GLB. Where am I? GLB. Have I downloaded the big guy yet? I don't think I've downloaded the big guy yet. 1 second. There we go. Pull him down from my Google Drive. Download. Hey, Micah. Good to see you. Come on, Google Drive. You want to download? There we go. Yep. And I'm just going to keep putting him in this one folder because it's sort of there. Up. Cap on animals. Big bug. And bringing him in, and it's thinking because he's kind of high poly. And there he is. He's a big boy to scale. And I'm going to save now. And we're not in Rust and Redemption. Get out of work stuff. New 2311 14-1 live stream. What are you going to call it? Grassland scene. Just grasslands. Well, no. Well, yeah. Okay, sure. But we'll save him separate first. So the reason I wanted to do this is that because all of his materials are essentially based off a vertex color, we can just grab that from yesterday and it has all of the stuff we've already done on this guy. There he is. Woohoo! Didn't have to redo any of it, and it has all the subsurface scattering and everything else. So let's get rid of the long bug. Now, I'm just going to save this thing as, because I want to keep it to 2311 14 on big boy. Now, open. Oh, I didn't even name it. Ugh, well, let's just rename it then. File, save as. There we go. I want to keep him separate, so I have a separate file of him somewhere. But now we're in the grasslands with our bug, and he is pretty freaking massive, actually. Just good because that's how we wanted him. And what to do now? I feel like today, I'm just not feeling really very urban today. I don't feel like doing a large building emplacement, and that's fine. So we won't. But let's put the ground in now then. At least to start. Well, We want him. We maybe want a couple of him. We want some other stuff. We're gonna put some ruins in there. Maybe a rock. Let's do maybe some of that first. Leave the ground out just in case we want to make it bigger. Um, so yeah, we're gonna pretend there's a ground. um, that's the best way to get to it. Come on, Seth. Polygon IQ. There we go. Spawn asset rocks. And we want a big granite boulder. That'll work. Import. Let's see how big it is. Probably need to make it larger. Yeah, it's reasonably big. Scale it up a little bit. Sure. And then let's Alt D, duplicate it, and random transform it. Let's see if we can make it look a little different. A little. And we can just sculpt mode. Oh, they're both the same. Don't want to do that. Individual it. There we go. Making our rock look different. Yeah, I'm just screwing around. But there we go. So we have, yeah, two different rocks now. They definitely look like they come from the same place, but that's cool because they kind of do. Now, let's play around. I don't even know if we'll see this stuff, but one of the things I was kind of thinking of before was it would be cool to do some like spider webs between them, like along here, to sort of show some micro activity. And I'm gonna open up a new Blender. I've not tried to use this one professionally yet, but I picked up a freebie cobweb generator for this stuff. Where is it? Cobweb generator. Is it? Give it to me. The object. Let's just see. Tab. Yeah, there we go. There's an object. Grab it and just bring it over here. It doesn't need to actually have anything. It's just here and there. Cobweb generator. And we are going to make a collection. I'm just call it a collection of rocks right now because we already have it. Rocks. And now tab X vertices and draw. And we want to draw on surface. Well, cursor I think is better for this one. And it jumps across. Cool. Works pretty well. That's a bit big, actually. I don't want that one. And let's come around. Do it from the bottom side down here. That's too low. Oh, it's hanging too low. It's neat, though. Just some big old cobwebs, right? Those are big. Radius, if we cut this down, what do you have it on? 1? Let's see. Tab. There we go. Here it is. This is what I wanted to do. Coverage. Makes it thicker. Where's that point going? Tab. Is there a point up there? There is. Let's take it and bring it over to like here. There we go. That's better. Width. How far apart things are. Bring it in a little bit. It's pretty wide right now, so let's bring it closer in to that. And coverage. Increase it up. Density. Nice. Yeah. I'm not worried about our spiders. Just want to get it thick enough that it looks like something from the space. That feels cool. I like it. Let's save. And we can, radius is that. Let's cut it down to like 0.002. Make it smaller. Mess our contact points up if we want less. 30. Still big, but yeah. Versus 100. Yeah, I kind of like 100. Yeah, no, there's another one that's kind of floating off. We probably want to fix. Take our time today. Just do some cool stuff. And see if we can see anything else. It looks dramatically floating into air. That did. Now that seems like that's pretty cool. I like it. I might try to figure out how to put some beads of dew on it at some point too. That could be kind of neat. But right now, we can go to like 0.001. See, that might be too small, but it looks like it's all right. Looks like we can see it. It's kind of cool. Alrighty. Yeah, yeah. And how big is this dude? Let's see. I don't remember how much. Where are we at? He's like, okay, so he's big. He's like a couple million polys, right? Yeah, we could decimate, but that just takes so damn long. Try to just remember, but we already are at a pretty big poly count because he's large. Micah, you're so negative. Oh my God. No. My one criticism of you, Micah, is you jump to conclusions too fast. You need to wait, relax, it'll be okay. No, no. That kind of something like that is a very end kind of thing to do. No pun intended. All right, save it. Let's see what other kind of components we want to play with. Let's do a tree too. We'll throw a bit of everything in here, like everything in the kitchen sink. Let's do that maybe here. Mesh cube. Start with a cube. Ah, so low. Why does it put it down like that? I don't know. At least you're not hungry. Well, that's good. Okay, so there we go. One. GZ, bring it up just a bit. All right, now let's S Shift Z. Bring it in. We may have to tweak it again, but that's fine. Rotation scale. Okay, tab 3 E, G, E, 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 G, and I mean, I think it's not going to matter, but let's try to keep it off that. There we go. Do we have a human for scale? We don't yet, although I know how big he is. We can put one in there just to sort of see. Because I built the human around him, I kind of have a good idea. Let's put it on top of your rock. It's not a bad idea. Human gen. Oh, come out of edit mode. Person. Generate new human. That's a human. Yep. That's about what I thought. Okay. Tab here. Actually, S and E to there. Sure. And ES G 1 G G. Just getting it off of square. Doesn't super matter if it has the. It's just building a space, but let's do that. And 3. Okay, so there's our base tree shape. Save. Let's go to any tree. This is a cool add-on. Add a new tree from the shape. And we get a tree. Woo, let's see, it follows our basic shape. We got these roots coming out because we made it big on the bottom. We don't need to enable growth, so we'll turn that off because it's faster without it. And let's give it a little bit bigger. Cool. And then we can come back here to this thing and edit it. There we go. And now we can, come on. Actually going to, before I do this, I turned it up in resolution. Let's turn it back down again just for a minute. Actually, we'll just go to performance mode. See if this will help us edit it faster. Yeah. Bring that down, and that adjusts where our tree trunk is to under our rock, which is good. Yep, that's what I wanted. This here, just drag it over, make it a little bit bigger. I'm liking this tree. Okay. Maybe we want to, let's come over here. Branch thickness, this is a multiplier across everything, so it just chunks it up a bit. There we go. Chunks it up. It's looking good. And we can tweak it a lot if we want to. We could add a little bit of distortion. Let's add a little bit of randomness to it. Like 2. That's a lot of randomness. 1. Still a lot of randomness. 0.1. That's better. We could add a little bit of distortion. It tends to get really Halloween-y when we add some distortion. That's not too. Let's go off of performance mode now. So we can start seeing what we got. It's a little bit flat on the top. I don't hate that necessarily, but I'm not sure I love it either. Okay, see. There we go. 1G. Not that one. G. There we go. Now it's a little less flat. It's still leaning up that direction, but I'm all right with that. It's kind of how we wanted it to play. Kind of want to give this a little bit more though. Hey, Anmi, how are you today? Ooh, that's cool. There we go. I like that. And ES. Whoa, we went too big. Yes, we did. 3. There we go. That's better. Oh, that's cool. There we go. Give it that second. It'll kind of grow off there. Liking that a lot. It's a tree. Trees are basically a lot of cables. Exactly. They sure are. They sure are. We're just using any tree to grow our own right now. And I kind of like my low branches, so I'm not going to remove any. I don't really want a short branch. We could. Sometimes gravity is fun. Let's see. Do we want to like tilt it down a little bit? Like it does that. It makes it kind of feel more. Which way do we like it? That's kind of cool. And it'll bring it more into our scene. Yeah. Yeah, right on. Okay. And we can do tons of stuff. I'm gonna lower our resolution just a little bit. I don't think we need it quite so high, even for finals, and it'll cut the polys down a lot. Yep, looks good. I think we're getting somewhere with this tree. And I do like these spider webs too. I think this is going to give us a cool couple of shots to play with. And we'll get to our bug eventually too. You know, let us import some leaves. And I'm going to say a leaf collection. We'll go with, I don't know which ones even to use. Pine twigs. Pines are probably the most accurate, but these twigs are a bit more high poly. But let's see. Let's see what that does. It's all a series of tubes. That's right. And then save and add leaves. Let's see. I haven't tried using the pine ones yet, so let's see what they do. There they are. That's kind of cool though. It's like a squirrely pine tree. And Turn off the tree source. Don't need it on. Don't want to see it. And you're thinking, I know. There we go. Yeah, I can kind of live with that actually. I think I want to come down here and remove from the ground like 3. Let's see if that does it. Get them off the roots, hopefully, at least a little bit, because it's just treating the roots as branches. Three is not enough. 10. It's just a random number, so it's kind of like, whatever the tree feels like. I mean, it's not random, but it doesn't correlate to any real distance that I've been able to find out. So we still have some on the. Oh, because our origin's over there. Let's grab our origin and bring it. Okay, we may need to come out of. Thank you. Yeah, it's getting there. I'm just gonna do a couple. Like I said, I just don't feel like making buildings today. There are days. I think it's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this planet anyway. Is I'm just getting tired of doing nonstop buildings. Because buildings kind of bore me most of the time. So where did the origin go? There it is. Yeah. See, now it pushed them all from that. That's good. So this is working. Um, Come on, you're slow. Whew, that changed that a lot. I went the wrong direction. Okay, tree, we're just gonna. I can't handle you right now. You're too high poly. And this dude, I'm gonna turn him off as well. Let's see if this helps us some. Yes, that was more what I wanted. I did want the origin kind of under the thing though, so that's good. I liked that. Okay, cool. Now back to this bad boy, and now let's set our distance to 3 again, and then we'll turn back on off performance mode so we can see leaves. For a long time, my go-to was mountains. I just like doing trees and rocks. So yeah, that is cool, but I think 3 is not enough. 8. See if that gives us something close to what we wanted. Well, good morning anyway. What did they say? A true YouTube viewer is never late or early. They always arrive precisely on time. Oh, that's a little too square, though. We do need to fix that. But I do like the rest of it. That's coming good. Perf mode. So much stuff. Tree source. Back on. Oh, I love mountains. Yeah, no doubt there. Um, let's pull these so they're not quite so square. That seems better, just in general. Add a loop cut and 3E. There we go. That feels better, right? Right. Well, it's just because it's basing it on the shape. So you got to maybe randomize your shape a little bit more. Otherwise, turn off performance mode. Mhm. Okay, we went a little far, but they're underground. I don't go. They probably will be. We're gonna have some roots with growthy things. I think there's no way around that this time. Have you noticed that most tree generators are really not meant to build cool root systems? They just go up, and you're like, oh, come on, give me some roots. Anyway, we'll call that roots. Found the roots. I like it. It's working for me. Okay. Anyway, um, let's give it a bark. Now, it's still need to import materials. Yeah, I'm gonna be lazy and use theirs today, at least for right now. Gray bark. And enable materials so that he UVs everything. Although I understand weird things like you live someplace but you don't like something, because I am Canadian and I don't like maple syrup. So, you know, there you go. It does happen. Not only am I Canadian, but I'm from Ontario originally, which is like, I'm just like sort of like supposed to. Yeah, we're making an alien outdoor scene. So we're adding some trees. We're gonna add some ruins, I think, too, in just a few minutes. But that's the next fun thing. I'm just debating how I want to go about doing it, in what order. But I do like our tree by our rock, and I like our spider webs. I think that's excellent. You can have my maple syrup, and yeah. Um, and I've always kind of wanted to live in Bavaria too, to be honest. But hey. Um, yeah. It's a little further away from my rock than I'd like, but we can't just move him, I suppose. Um, yeah, we'll leave him out. Give him just a bit of space. So next thing, maybe we should bring in ground now. I think we're sort of starting to set our overall spatial area. And we're at 33 minutes. We're doing excellent. Yeah, let's create a ground now. So we at least have a ground plane to look at. Well, no, not the way I'm planning on making them. Um, let's see. It's the conformity of and sameness of shapes um, that I get tired of with buildings. And I love doing buildings too. Like architecture is fun, but I mean the other side of that is that from work I end up doing far more human created things than other stuff, just because that's what people need sets built. So when I do my own thing for fun, I kind of often like to, and I get it a bit bigger. There we go. There we go. That gives us a little bit of room to play. Save. I often like to do nature stuff. W subdivide 10? Sure. Oh yeah, dead buildings is what we're getting here. These are not these are 1,000-year-old ruins. These are not even like war ruins or anything trendy like that. Trendy, Jesus. Um some stuff down. And some stuff up. I think we're gonna bring our cliff back over again, just to have something. And there. Cool. That feels like ground. Let's append our terrain generator. And I could quad remesh it. It might make it a little more interesting. I don't know that it's super necessary though. Yeah, but we'll not this time. At least to start, see what we get. I really didn't shake it up all that much. That looks cool. That's fine. Our roots are doing all right, and they are coming down, which is good. I'm not even sure how much we're going to see them, but, you know, because there will be plants and shit on top of this too. But that's looking good, and that gives us an idea where stuff is going to be. So, buildings. Where do we want to put one? You know, that looks like a good place to put a building. So let's put it there. Mesh. How do we want to do this? Cylinder. Cylinder? Nah, circle. Radius of 4 meters? Sure. The cool thing about ruins is you don't have to worry about the ground. As long as you're below it, you're good. Tab F. And inset. Good. Select outer. 3 GZ. Turn off. GZ. Turn off. It is E. There we go. So wall up, and we'll go maybe a little higher. Yeah, no, that's good. Okay. Now, no, we will go a little higher because we're gonna go. Let's try the other way. Okay. Sounds good. Cool. Then we can take this whole sucker. We can make a couple of these too, GZ, and bring it down into the ground. So it is utterly in the ground. Cool. Make sure rotation scale is set. And now let's go play with real damage, which is a lot like one-click damage and not like erode it. They work a little different, but real damage is pretty neat. And add damage. And we got too much, I think. Just a little bit. Yep. My scale is right. How do I do it over here? Let's see. Density. Come back. Of like 5? No. 50. Okay, there we go. That's getting better. Scale. Just tweak that kind of to taste. Roughness. Basically what these do, as far as I can tell, is inside that they're probably geometry nodes, they're doing a Boolean with an object that has been distorted by a noise. So this controls the noise. But if we add internal damage, cut holes in it now. That's looking cool. And we can increase that and really chunk it the heck up, which we want to for this one. And then we can add steel, which is awesome. Rebar. I thought this was super cool. And let's bring it back. Radius goes down. Something like that. Is that too much? That might be too much. Yeah, let's go radius of 0.025. So it's like inch. And position, let's give it a little bit wider. We got rebar. And I think it's just cool. And if we can cut our amount down. This is basically the number of subdiv surfs it has. So that is double more. But I think I like it low. So we'll do that. And we can even give it a grid if we want to go crosswise like that too. And if we did that and that, let's see, we get multiples across there, which is actually kind of cool. So maybe we will do that. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. And then I think I'm just going to apply it on this one. Save. See, this is not like making buildings. This is way more just architectural. I think we need a little more than this too, although it's kind of just cool. But that's a good first one. We want a couple, like this is maybe where a homestead was 1,000 years ago before it got bombed in the war. Yeah. And I like that. I'll do another one. Let's do one kind of over here. And this time we'll make a cube or a wall. Let's do a wall. We could do. Ooh, yeah. Let's hide our landscape. Is that my plane? Where'd it go? Plane. That's a bug. Okay. Let's just move him. New collection, bug. And turn it back on here and turn it off here. There we go. Now, what if we did a Bezier curve? Okay, tab, and X, and then we'll draw our wall kind of coming from here along like that. I like it. And then we can just come through and give it an extrusion to make it up higher. Let's make it like 3 meters. It's like a 3-meter wall. We can always lower it down into the ground. That's cool. And this last one here needs to be fixed. Always does. My finger probably does this little like flick at the end from because I'm used to drawing. And don't really need to do that. There. No flicks at the end. No flicks at the start. Looks like a cool wall. Right. Let's convert it to mesh and give it a solidify. We'll go back of like, I don't know how much that is. Let's look and see. 1.43. Let's just go a 1 meter wall. Don't need to be too crazy. And then apply that. Now, Q, sharpen. We has a wall. And now we can real damage the wall. And let's see. That reduces the depth around the edges, so it makes it a little less crumbly. Scale, that increases that. That seems good. Detail, that seems good. All those look all right to me. Add internal damage. We want to increase the depth, but not that much. Come back. There we go. Something like that. Try to get it exactly where I want it. Can we go down? Let it crashing out. That looks kind of interesting. Let's see. 0.25. Let's just push it further. See if that's probably too much. 0.3. No, I like it more. We'll go 0.35 again and add the steel. Cut our amount back down again. And if we turn this off, we can see what we're looking at. Put it on one anywhere there's a vertex. So we could let's see what happens if we just met. Is it edge unsubdivide? 1. No, can't really do that. All right, well, it's worth a shot. But anywhere we feel like we have too many, we could just kind of go X, dissolve edges. Then we turn this back on again. We have fewer there. It seems like a good thing to me. Tab. Now let's bring back our ground and bring this down a bit. It's like that. Will it sharpen it? Let's see what it does. Maybe not until after I apply. That's cool though. I think we'll go with it right now. Let's apply it. Now we should be able to sharpen it. Cool. And we might want to delete a few things that are just sort of floating off just because it does do that. L, X, at least the particularly blatant ones. I think those two are the only ones I see. Oh, there's one. And there's one. It's still faster than doing it yourself, so I don't mind. Okay, save again. We gotta start thinking materials soon. But there is our wall and our old building. Like, we're starting to just have some cool stuff here. Just looking to see where we'd put like our camera to start with. Let's maybe do that, and then we can keep building. Getting to that point where I want to see what my camera view is going to look like, at least initially. Resolution. There we go. I mean, we all know what I'm doing here. Do this all the time. There we go. And we're going to come back. We're looking at it like, I mean, that feels like a very classic landscapey composition to me. We turn back on our bug. We bring him forward a little bit. And I feel like that's kind of going to be cool. Let's grab our dude. Yeah, and GX. I've once again done it where I always hate doing this, and I've reversed my angles. Pointed the wrong way. Okay. Whew, that's a hole. Probably not going to put him there. Maybe we'll move him. There's no reason not to. And that's a deep hole. Let's move him over here. Just focusing a lot of our detail in this section here, which is not necessarily bad, but we might tweak it. Yeah, I like him over. Let's see. Oh, I have to. There we go. For our first shot, we can maybe tweak it. I don't want to go off the edge is the problem. And he's just big. Well, I think we'll leave it for right now. Let's edit our ground, or more specifically, let's sculpt our ground. Again, you guys know this. I do this all the time. Just bring it down. And I don't have to be 100% because there's going to be grass, but that's there. That's there. That one's up in the air. That's okay. Cool. Save. Now, let's look at some materials. We're going to avoid geoscattering for right now because we know it's going to work. We're not too worried about that. All right, let's see if we want to tweak our concrete. It's not awful, but it's not my fave either. Oh, it doesn't do anything. Let's see, tab. This is damage 1, all damage 1. That's damage 3. I don't know what damage 2 is. Let's see, select. Damage 2 is the inside. Okay. So 1 is the outside, 2 is the inside. Let's just see, because these are still looking a little too nice for me. 1,000 years, it's going to be a little bit grungier, I think. Oh, it's not over here. Great, it's over here. This is the one I wanted. Dirty polished stone, add material. Yeah, that's better. Really, I might even add it here too. Just have it be like that. That's not bad. And the same thing over here. And let's move this to a new area. And close our area. Do we feel better about that now? I think we might. Yes, I think we do. I'm going to do just a little bit more. And I think I'm liking all that, but I kind of want down here in this pit hole here. Can we add mesh, a cylinder? Let's make it 8. And scale it up just a bit. And then tab I. Actually, No. E. It's off screen. Dope. It might be too big too. That's gonna make it obvious we got a ruin there, if that's how we want to do it. It might be. I don't think this one's gonna have rebar in it. I was just debating. That was the question. Because if I add edge loops, it adds rebar. And I'm not sure I want to do that. I wish there's a way. Hopefully they'll let you vertex paint which ones you want rebar on. That would be amazing in a later version. Real damage again. Add damage. Interior damage. Sure. Let's see. Steel. Well, it's not awful in this. Yeah, we'll leave it on. Why not? Sure. And damage. Ooh, too much. Whew, interesting. 15. Gone. 12. Still there. Okay. Yeah, it is a lot of. Assuming it's steel, that's a lot of rebar. I was going with it's got to be something that's a different metal. You're right. If this were steel rebar, it would be gone. But honestly, so would most of this shit. So, um, you are absolutely correct in that. Um, but it looks cool. So this is one of those like, what do you do? I don't know. Eh, eek, too much. 10 again. Let's see what. I'm not even sure what density 2 is for. Density of the damage. Take that to 2. See what it does. Adds more hubbles. Oh, I think it was just the rebar floating out there in the ground, out in the sky. Cool. And we're going to tweak these more in just a minute. So, but apply. I actually tend to lean towards the I'm forcing myself to lean towards the visual on these more. I get into trouble with people because I'm like, why in God's name is that like that? It shouldn't be. Um, as concept artists go, I am incredibly practical compared to the majority of them. Most of them like, it just kind of looks cool. I'm like, okay, fine. Um, ELS. I've actually been told to shut the fuck up on set because I ask questions like, why is there ice here? So, it happens. Shut the fuck up, Seth. Okay, fine. Sad that we're like losing all of our roots here. He's just, I love him, but I think we're moving him. I think we're gonna put him in the background instead of the foreground on this one. Yeah, I think he works there. Gives us that, like, there's a bug, but it's not really about the bug. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's cool. Same with the spider webs. It's like, ah, there's webs, but it's not like we're gonna be eaten by a spider soon. Um, this needs some more stuff. Really, all of this needs some more stuff. It's time to start blinging. Um, and I think, how do we want it to bling? Let's go back to gray. And geometry nodes. Well, geoscatter specifically. Control A, rotation scale. Now, here's where we get to decide how accurate we want to be, because it's like, is it going to be like a dry grasslands, in which case this might look a little weird, but let's see what it looks like first, and we'll go with alien terrain. Um, right, right. And I'm just gonna get that out of the way, because there we go. Moss clusters. I role play. I don't. I kind of dislike the D&D system pretty intensely, but yes, I do run. I am a game master. I'm running a Traveler game right now, so it's sci-fi, and I do often make art for my own. Although I haven't for this game yet. I've just kind of been doing my own thing with this too. But yes, I make concept art for my own stuff all the time. Um, yeah, let's see cluster A. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, I do. I did a bunch of stuff. I did a Star Wars Edge of the Empire game like 3 years ago now that I did a ton of concept art for. Um, it just depends. um, okay, let's look at this thing now. It's very covered in moss. It might be a little too covered in moss. Let's get rid of it. All right, let's try this again with moss species. Now, I just want it to be like kissed with it. There we go. Yeah, now it's kissed with it. I got some plants. We might do a little bit more on it, but I think that's a kind of good spot for what I was looking for with that one. And maybe mouse CPCs 10 too? Do them together? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. They don't seem to appreciate it. Like, oh, okay, cool. I do it for me. I've always done it for me. But I do apply the same level of world building ID stuff. It's like writers in D&D games, Like my worlds tend to be pretty in depth because of stuff like that. Okay, let's go back to our ground now. Actually, let's go to our wall now and give it the same treatment. And see if it helps us or if it's a waste of time. Oh no, it helps us. That's cool. I love moss on stuff. And I could have combined all these objects together into just one and done it all one time, but I kind of wanted to leave the option to change it for some of them if they look different. But let's do it for the circle too. And cool. And screw it. Let us combine these two. See if I can do that without screwing up my spider webs. Will it combine them? Is it okay? Yep, because they're all still in the same thing. Good. And now we can, on our rocks, also do moss species 9. Oh, I love moss. There's so much moss around here now. Like, not so much right where I live, but not far from it. So, yeah, Michael, yes, I'm sure you have no idea. Absolutely. Yeah. Um, cool. Okay, so everything now has a nice patina of moss on it, except a tree, but that's cool. Now let's. What are you doing? Okay, weird. On surface here. There we go. No railings. Yeah, show me on the railing where they hurt you, Mike. You know. I wonder actually if this one wouldn't work well. I was thinking like pure grasslands, but this might be as cool or cooler. We might need to cut down the trees. We got pines, which fits with our world. I'm not necessarily feeling those fallen ones where they are right now, but I mean, it's neat. Um, we're gonna get rid of the fallen trees almost entirely. Yeah, I think we are gonna get rid of them entirely. Come back and take a look again. And dead grass. I think we're gonna cut that down a fair amount. Let's see what we like it with. Half, half again, half again. And is that just grass? What's this one in the foreground? It's not going away. No? Okay, we're just gonna turn things off until. Yeah, I agree. Like, and it depends who built something for railings for me. Like, if yeah, that's what I wanted less of. So we still want less of it, or we just want it in different places. Good. Okay, I don't want it in the foreground area there, but let's just move it then. See if that's the one. Better. Cool. Okay. And save. And I think we want to add some more other grass because I don't think that's enough grass. Um, this is a wasteland. We could do wasteland, but we're gonna have to cut it into it, I think. I want wasteland, but then I'm not gonna want some of this other stuff, so we'll do it and we'll get rid of them. Antidepressant or Tolkien character. Nice. Yes. And Duriel. Yes, yes. That's a fat drug right there. Yeah. That's just hysterical. I love it. truly love it. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of the gravel. Well, actually, it's okay. We're gonna get rid of the dead leaves for sure, because if it's not showing here, I don't want it. Um, I'm not seeing any of it though. Where is it? Can I just turn this biome 12 off and see what we get? Maybe I should have saved first. No, it's there. I mean, that's cool. That was kind of what I wanted. Maybe, okay. So that answers that question then. Jumping back and forth with how I want to handle this, but it's too much on the other one. But this is looking good. So we want to bring some of this back, but probably not all of it. So we're going to get rid of dead branches for sure. It's huge. We're not in a forest anyway. See if that clears things up for us. Much better. We're going to get rid of branches large because they just look weird. They're my least favorite in the whole thing anyway. They kind of fit when they're mostly buried. That's looking good. That's pretty much exactly what we wanted, I think. Our dude's getting lost in the back. Which we can work on. Our spider webs are just there and they're kind of cool. I don't know that unless we do a call out, anyone but me will ever notice them. But I do, so, hey. Our colonist is bothering me because he's not really doing much right now, which is to say our person. Come on. So let's get rid of our human generator character just so we can start seeing what the scene looks like. I think we need to move. Well, we need to decide what our scene's about. Is he okay? I mean, I don't mind him there. He's just not doing super much for our scene. We might be able to punch him up, though. Yeah, let's see. Because I do kind of like him. Alrighty. I think we've got enough geoscattering going on right now. I'm actually going to turn it off so we can see what the heck we're doing. And then it's going to think for a minute, because there's quite a bit of it. Do, 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 do. Okay, there we go. Yeah, and our bug guy's still, he's looking good. I like him there. Let's give him fake light again. Haven't used it in a couple days. Light beam. Okay, and we got to move this off again. I had to delete it before. The asset browser and the library for geoscatter do not play well with each other. So they just keep jumping on top of each other and you can't see anything. So scale the whole thing up again. Sure. We need to be a bit wider than that. That's a little bit lasery. Oh, nice. It's good to. I feel like having rain in your asset library is just a good thing to be able to pull out of your back pocket if you need to. Let's see. So now he's pointed there, but we can't really tell until we give it a sky. I was just putting that in first because why not? HDR maker. Open world. Let's see what's in garden. No. Well, that's actually not awful. But I think we can find what we want better somewhere else. Let's just maps and see what this one has. Nature. Basically just to use something different because I've been using the same one a lot. Um, that might not be bad. Let's see, add. It's a little dark. I don't think we want that one. This one. Come on. You can do it. Maybe. No, that's strange. Okay. Oh, there's a mountain there I'm not aware of. Right. Angle. Yeah, you're just losing everything else. This is just, woo, it's just blue. I'm not feeling this one yet. We could just do one of the Australian ones. They're kind of neat. They're 2K. That's big enough for what we need. Sure. Let's go look at the JPEGs of them first with this set. Are these all just sun? I don't just want sun, I think. Whee! It's, yeah, okay, 52 is all just sun. Oh, there's a few little fluffy clouds, but 49. Let's see what's in 49. Oh, some of these are wispy and neat. Maybe, yeah, 1075 sounds good. Let's try it and see. Yeah, everything evolves into a crab anyway. Yeah, how many times have crabs evolved? It's kind of crazy. Arthropods really are the most efficient form of life I think Earth has ever come up with. There we go. That's not bad. I think we need to take our thing here and rotate it even more and bring it down and then lengthen it. That's kind of cool. And can't super see our what you call it, cobwebs from this shot, but I think we'll be able to get them from another one pretty well. Um, Come on. We're definitely, I mean, we're at 7 million plus all of the stuff in Geo, so we're getting to be a scene. But I think we're getting. I mean, I don't think my computer's gonna fail. I think it's fine. Um, it's just a little on the slow side. Certainly seems like my audio is working still, which is my first check. Usually, like if something starts to go, the first thing that goes is OBS audio, and I'm like, yeah, we're losing it. Let's drop back into Decree. Then, come on. Yeah, I watched. I think I said yesterday, right? I watched that, or I recently, that new like CG history of the Earth with Morgan Freeman narrating, and they were going through all the arthropod stuff. Man, that looked cool. I was like, oh yeah, that's the jam right there. Um, the weird blind millipede that's like 7 feet long, crawling around the forest floor. So cool. You're still thinking. Come on. What are you thinking about? That's what I want to know. There's not any interaction with anything, is there? It's not like recalking anything. Keeps me like, we're done, we're not done, we're done, we're not done, we're done, we're not done, which is normally what it does when it's trying to like recalculate something against something else. But there's nothing in any groups like that. Come on. We're giving it another like minute and then we're just gonna, yeah. Blender's like, why haven't you upgraded me? Is 4.0 out now? Did it come out already? Let's look and see while we're waiting. I have a personal project that could really use that painter node for the compositor if it has. So like I would love for it to be out. That would be very nice. Uh-oh. Okay, something's happened. It's doing something. All right, Blender, come on. 4.0 is out. Yay! Okay, we're going to download that after this. Okay, we're just killing Blender. I don't care. Goodbye. Had enough of this shit. Unless you're back. Are you back? No, you're not back. 90% CPU. What are you doing? Dying. That's what you're doing. You are dying. Recover, autosave. Grasslands autosave. Yeah, it says it's out now though. That's what matters. Okay, so we got that. Did it do the? Yes, that's the longer one. We'd set that. So what were we getting ready to do? Oh, I got rid of the colonist and I was going to put a new person in. That's what I was going to do. I was going to bring back in the other lady. Probably came out at 8 or something. I don't know. So the number one thing I'm excited about for it is, like I said, is that the painter node and some of the simulation stuff, but I won't use it. I'll just buy someone else's plugin that they've used it. So, um, but I, the number of clients I have that are like, "Can you make it more painterly?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess, sure. If this makes that easier, fucking a." Um, okay, so I did those guys yesterday, and then I made her yesterday afterwards, and she was fun because it's basically just taking all of those mods that we did for the first two and then applying them on top of somebody else. So you just go in and everyone, instead of just typing the number, you do plus and the number or minus and the number, and it adjusts it from the baseline, and you get cool people. And I thought she turned out neat. Armature. I so do not use grease pencil. I paid attention when it first came out, and I have completely ignored it since then. To be honest, I'm like, oh yeah, grease pencil, it does stuff, right? Um, and I know it's cool, but I just don't. I don't know. I haven't thought that way. Um, I haven't found anything that I needed it for. It's kind of what it comes down to. Mhm. Yeah, but see, grease pencil's not painterly. It's its own thing. Like what I want is to make my freaking render more painterly, which is what this new compositor node looks like it does, at least a little bit. And if it gives me a starting point where I can tweak shit in Photoshop afterward, that's better. I don't like painting. I know I'm a bad artist, whatever. I don't like painting. Never really gotten into it. It does very little for me. But I do like getting paid. And so, you do what your client wants. Um, there we go. I think she's cool, and that helps set a scale. I mean, it's pretty much just traveling stick sales guy, but yeah, okay. Compositionally, she's all right. We could move her a little bit more to that way. That's fine. And save. um, yeah, 4-0 is out. Woohoo! It's making me want to be like, bye guys, I'm out of here. No, gots to go. Photographer, focus on her to start with, and save. That all looks good. Let's see what we got. We need to turn on our geoscatter. Yeah, exactly. I don't want a job. Christ. Ew, job. Okay, we need to cheat some light on her. Just a little bit. And it's going to be utterly fake, but we're going to do it anyway. Here, let me go back to... Good. Yes, you are. Okay, here. Shift A. Light area. GZ. Up. RX. I just want a little bit of light on her face. And maybe other parts of her too, but mostly her face. Does that bring her up? Yeah, I think that's good. Let's just look. Check with, without. With. Without. Oh yeah. With. Cool. Like it's the kind of thing you won't notice, but now she pops much better against the sky. Or the rock, rather. Sorry. I mean, I think we're good, folk. We've got a scene. It's got some ruins. We did a rock. We got our cobwebs that you can't see right now, but I'll zoom in on them. Um, Feels like a reasonably good, setup to me. The only other thing we might want is something right here in the immediate foreground. And because I'm just a masochist, let's put something there. And by something, I think we're going to do a rock or a plant. Polygon, spawn asset. Oh, keeps wanting to put me in shrubs. Are you trying to like tell me something? Sure, you get a shrub. It's a small shrub. We're going to make it bigger because it's going to be really close to the foreground anyway. I just want something dark and blocking up space a little bit. Let's see. Does that give us what we need? Tarp covered thing. I'm trying to keep this more than nature right now, but how do we feel? Is that too green? That's pretty green. I don't hate it. This is the kind of stuff you're like, oh, I could tweak forever. But leaf of our ficus. And drop our saturation down to like 0.5. And our value down to 0.25. And maybe our saturation back up to like 0.75. There we go. That works. Now it just adds that little thing in the foreground that your brain wants to have for whatever reason. Cool. Okay, folks. Well, we're going to call this one as done for today. Gonna get it finished rendered. Gonna post it up. Gonna upgrade my Blender to 4.0, and then I'm gonna go work on Monty Cook's project thing that they needed the painter to look for. And that will be the rest of my day. I hope everybody else has a great, rest of their day. Make some cool stuff. Go download Blender 4. We'll be back again tomorrow and we can try using it. Should be fun. Okay. Take care, everyone. Have a great one. Bye.